Well, let's talk this through with June Park, a political economist at the National Research Foundation of Korea. June, good to have you on the programme. As my colleague Laura was just saying in that report, there's fears that this election could cause a second wave of coronavirus and its spread in the country. Why do you think this election wasn't postponed?
Well, first and foremost, I don't think South Korea has ever had a postponed election in its history, in its coming. And secondly, I think compared to many of the countries that have postponed their election schedules, I think South Korea, under the CDC, the KCDC believes that a lot of these things are under control in terms of tracking. And so postponing was not really an option, and it could have furthermore caused manipulative tactics in the process as well. So this was just scheduled and it was done.
Now, although the death rate in South Korea from coronavirus is pretty low compared to most other countries around the world, it's still very precarious there, isn't it? And to what extent is that playing into this election?
So the current dynamics reveal that entrants from the outside into the South Korean border are sort of the massive source of new infections and cluster infections. So more or less, things are becoming a little bit cooled down in terms of new cases per se, but there are precarious conditions as well.
Of how people are voting today, to what extent is the management of this virus in South Korea in their thinking in terms of why they're voting, or is it about other issues such as the economy, those other issues?
Well, as long as the elections are to be held, I think what people mostly in general had in mind was, what can I do to better my situation? So for the most part, the incumbent government is pulling out a stimulus package for individuals, and lifting certain tax conditions for companies. So in this regard, I think ordinary people who are willing to get out of trouble, financial trouble, they wanted to opt for securing their positions first. So economic conditions are the first and foremost primary conditions for these people who are at the polls. At the same time, we've seen the testing by North Korea yesterday. I think some conservative people on the conservative side would want to defend national security interests.
And just briefly, June, what do you think the outcome might be? As Laura said in her report, there is a high turnout, isn't there?
Relatively compared to previous years, up until now, I think we could even shoot for maybe 70% of a voter turnout overall. We'll have to see at the end of the day and into the night, but that's probably what we are going to be seeing.
OK, thank you, June, for your time. And of course, we'll keep a very close eye on what the outcome is of this election process underway in South Korea.